do you think your horse says about you when you're not there? Like, imagine he goes out to the field, he's with all his friends. What's he saying? That's just one of the things that I ask you to ponder today in this episode of the Daily Strides podcast. And this is actually an older episode. It's back from 2018, but I think it's so good. I wanted to bring it back today just to kind of, give you a little reminder that there's more you can be doing to improve your version of yourself in the saddle, okay? And I'm also going to encourage you to pop over to equestrianfitnesschallenge.com/24 to get signed up for the new challenge, the all new 2024 Equestrian Fitness Challenge. We are starting in June. I would love for you to be there. It's 100% free. We're doing something I love, walking. We'll be doing it together for 21 days. Go over, get signed up, and I'll see you in the challenge. Okay, enjoy this oldie but goodie episode. Bye. So do you find yourself huffing and puffing after a couple of rounds of canter with your horse? Or do you find that you're maybe 20 minutes into a lesson and you're just exhausted? You want to give more, but you just can't. Well, if so, this is the lesson for you. Hi there, my name is Lorna Leeson and this is the Daily Strides podcast, the podcast for equestrians all over the world to help you get ahead in your riding. Each and every week we take a different topic to do with horse riding, or you, as it goes this week, okay? And we break it down into smaller bite-sized pieces that you can then use to maybe motivate you, as the case is this week, or actually go out and work with your horse. Now, this week's topic is a little bit different to what we normally do, but there's a good reason for it. I'll explain that all at the end. But normally we would take a topic to actually do with being in the saddle, and we will go through it step by step, explain it for you so as you can then understand it in your head and go and explain it to your horse. And is there anything as great as having that lovely, seamless communication between yourself and your horse? You both know what you're talking about. You're on the same hymn sheet, and it just feels lovely going forward. Well, that's what we're all about around here. And I can tell you now, today, my goal this episode is to inspire you to have even better communication with your horse. And you know what? It's got absolutely nothing to do with your horse at all. This is all down to you and what you can do to become a better team leader for team you and your horse. You up for it? Good. Okay, so today we want to talk all about rider fitness. I know it's a big thing, and it's a thing that a lot of people, they tend to kind of, stick their head in the grass about or in the sand about. They kind of think, it's not really that important. And yet these same people will go and spend hours planning out fitness or fitting programs for their horse, conditioning programs, what their horse is going to eat, when it's going to eat it, all these fun stuff. And yet they never pay any sort of attention to their own fitness. Riding is a team sport, you and your horse, okay? I say this all the time, but I cannot stress it enough. It is, I believe, unfair as a rider and irresponsible for you not to try and be the best version of yourself in the saddle, okay? Now, if that was harsh, eh? We're just into the new year and that was harsh, but it's the truth, and sometimes we need to hear the truth, okay? But if that has not inspired you to make a plan about getting yourself a little bit more, riding fit, can we say, I am going to chat about all the other benefits to go with that today. So first and foremost, you are going to enjoy yourself more. I know it seems so simple, doesn't it? And yet you'd be surprised. The thing is, when you're on your horse and you're feeling tired, first of all, that feeling of tiredness, it leads to almost a lag in the relationship between your brain thinking something and your body actually carrying out the orders there or doing whatever it is, okay? And it also feels to you end off the horse. Have you ever had that? And I personally, I've returned to riding recently after like 2 years, basically. Okay, not quite 2 years, but almost. I've not been in the saddle, and touch and go in the saddle. There was a whole year where I wasn't, and then it was fairly touch and go after that, okay? And I understood straight away that there was days where I I got off and I felt great mentally, but physically, holy moly, I was bushed, eh? And then it almost like the next day you think, oh my goodness, I don't know if my legs could take that, okay? And I see, of course, being an instructor in the arena, the same problem with people as it pertains to riding. They'll come, they're riding a lesson, they kind of push and go all out for this 1 hour, 45 minutes, whatever it is. And then they're exhausted. And if you say to them, come back the next day, they'll tell you, oh no, I can't, I'm too sore, or, I'm too tired, or whatever the case is. So it's really important for your personal enjoyment of horse riding. And of course, that's why we horse ride, isn't it? It's to enjoy ourselves, that you really start looking and working on your fitness and realizing that there is definitely a direct relationship between your fitness and your riding. Now, of course, the other kind of plus point of being more fit is that, well, usually you can stay on a little bit better. Sure, who doesn't want that? But definitely, the fitter you are, the better you are able to cope with any unexpected things that your horse can throw at you, okay? And, that we know with horses, even the most docile horse, things can sometimes get a little bit hairy and a little bit unpredictable. And if you are fit, you are basically able to control your body better, which means you can control your response as opposed to just reacting and trying to hang on for dear life, okay? So that's really important as well. Now, communication. I said it there at the very beginning. And to me, this is the big one. So I mentioned there at the beginning that how 20 minutes into a ride, and I see this all the time in the arena when I am working with people, they get in there, they are gung-ho, okay? And maybe if we do a 20-minute warm-up, I can see at that point they're quite tired now. You can see they're flushed, their face is flushed. You can see their body is just being held slightly differently, and their legs are draping, but not in the way we'd want them to drape, if you know what I mean, okay? You can just see that definitely there's a little bit of exhaustion. So, well, I would say tiredness at that point. Now, 10 minutes into the actual lesson, where now they're really having to focus and concentrate, and you can see they're pretty much exhausted. And then things start to become a little bit frustrating. Why? Well, because they want to do it mentally. They're saying, push on through. Their brain is telling them to kind of suck it up, buttercup. Come on, push on through. But their body is just not able to respond. And it is those slow responses, and sometimes those non-existent responses or wrong responses, that then ends up muffling the whole communication between the rider and the horse, which leads to frustration even more so. And this time, not only on the rider's side of the fence, but also on the horse's side of things as well, okay? So, if you could imagine you were a fitter, you were riding fit, okay? Now you're lovely, you're fit, you're good to go, okay? Imagine how much more you could actually accomplish, even if you only schooled, and I say schooled, quote unquote schooled. So let's say you do a 20-minute warm-up, you school for 10 minutes, and then you do a little bit of a 10-minute cool down. Imagine how much more you could accomplish through the 20-minute warm-up and the 10-minute schooling if you were fit and you were focused and you were ready. And of course, physical fitness also lends to a mental sort of a fitness, okay? So when you're physically fit, you'll find that mentally your concentration levels also improve, and that you're not kind of sometimes, when I got back into riding, this was something I noticed. I found that my mind would wander a little bit after a while. It was obviously tiredness, fatigue was setting in, and I wasn't 100% focused on what I was doing. I'd have to keep catching myself and bringing it back. But as my fitness improved, that also improved, okay? It improved my focus and my concentration, which of course, when you're on your horse and you're riding away, isn't that going to make all the difference? And again, rather than spending maybe an hour where you're doing a lot of work and it's all, so-so, rather spend maybe 20 minutes or 30 minutes, including the warm-up now I'm talking about, depending on the fitness of you and your horse, or you could spend even 45 minutes on really good quality work. Wouldn't that be a lot better? And work where when you finish, both of you have enough in the tank to actually go and enjoy the cool down and enjoy each other's company afterwards, have a little, I suppose, a celebration of sorts together, that you achieved a good quality workout, that both of you really kind of gave it your best, you gave it your all, and that you had breakthroughs there. And that's the last point that I want to make today. You becoming a better version fitness-wise of yourself, a rider, okay, is going to directly impact the breakthroughs that you have in your riding. And this goes without saying. If you are unfit, you are basically playing catch up every time you get into the saddle, okay? And the catch up, you're never really getting anywhere. It's almost like the same 45 minutes or the same hour if you're doing lessons, whatever you're doing, okay? It's just going to be redone every day. Whereas when you're fit, you can actually start to really become focused about what you're communicating to your horse, how you're communicating it to your horse, and therefore being able to respond in a way that your horse is then able to gauge exactly what you are looking for from him in the saddle as you are riding, which of course is going to push both of your progress further along and a lot quicker. Now, I'm not all about everything being as quick as we can. We don't want that. But isn't it, if you could get the same point across in, let's say, 7 minutes, that your horse really understands a point, wouldn't that be a lot nicer for both yourself and the horse than maybe hammering away up there for 30 minutes and everybody still walking away feeling a little confused about what was said? I don't know if I'm 100% clear on that. I often wonder if riders could. Now imagine this. Your horse, you finished riding. Your horse, off he goes. You finish with him. You cool him off. You put him away, whatever you're doing. Whether it be he goes out to the field or he goes to a stable. But either way, he goes back to his friends, the herd, the other horses. What would your horse say about you and say about the ride? And if you feel at all, as I'm saying that, as I'm talking to you now, okay, if you feel a little bit of a niggle of, oh, thank goodness he can't speak, or even if he can, thank goodness I can't hear him, I think that is definitely a calling point, or maybe a sign if you're looking for one, that you should be doing a little bit more to really start focusing in on your fitness. Now, in February, we are kicking off the 30-day Rider Fitness Challenge. We kick it off every year in February. I don't like doing it in January. I find everyone makes all their New Year's resolutions and everything in January, and then most of them fall flat in their face. And I think February's nice. He's got this kind of clean slate, and everything is back. The routine is back to normal, if you want. And it's a good time to really get in and make changes. This time, the 30-day Rider Fitness Challenge this year is going to be completely different. Totally. Okay? So if you are interested in joining me on this journey on the 30-day Rider Fitness Challenge, it's completely free, by the way. You can pop on over to 30-day, the number 30-day riderfitnesschallenge.com, and you can sign up there. You'll see there that we're tailoring it for different riders. There's going to be different levels, different ways to make this work for you. And it's also not going to be so much about the workouts as about the impact that is going to have for you in the saddle. You interested? I'm sure you are. And I cannot wait to get into it on the 1st of February. So get over there, the number 30-day riderfitnesschallenge.com, sign up, and I'll see you on the 1st of February. Okay, have a great one. Keep well, and I'll chat to you soon. Be good. Bye. So there you have it. Now, if that does not inspire you to get over to either the 30-day riderfitnesschallenge.com, as I mentioned here, or the equestrianfitnesschallenge.com, to sign up for the brand new, this is new, okay? New Equestrian Fitness Challenge. It's walking based, walking and yoga. We are going to have so much fun. We're going to talk all things horses together for the whole challenge, 21 days together. It'll be amazing. And we are going to be better riders after it as well. I promise you, okay? So go over, get yourself signed up. If you're listening in the podcast app right now, you can just scroll down and there's a link right there and you can just click it and sign up right now. You don't even have to go anywhere else. You can do it right now. Get signed up and I'll see you inside of the challenge. Okay, I will chat to you soon. Be good. Bye.